Grown Man Record Night used to be brought to you before a live studio audience, and now it's just me. So, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. Can you believe it? Can you damn believe it? We're here after a 2-week hiatus, I believe it is. Shit, man. It's been way too long either way. And we just watched the Cubs get into the World Series. I'm a little verklempt over here. I'm at a loss. I really don't know what to say. It's been, Jesus, man. I've been a Cubs fan since I was like 4 or 5 years old. This is crazy. The Cubs are really going to the World Series. And, hey, I'm over here celebrating by myself. If you notice, Steve Feeve and Jay are off doing other business this evening. Some of the other guests I had lined up kind of fell through and had other stuff going on. And, girlfriend's out stuck in traffic, so I'm literally sitting here hanging out on a Saturday night by my damn self. But it's cool though, man. Had a good time. Had the record program going. Had the game going and some other stuff going on in the Atari alcove. It's been a good night, man. I can't complain, I have to say. Been jawing with people on the chat feature on the Ustream here. And it's been a good time, man. I got vacation coming up for the next week, so this is an extra special night. And I want to say, man, we've not been here for 2 weeks. We told the story about told the story about me doing the protest and the riots in Charlotte. Crazy. Not a couple weeks after that, I go down. I do a hurricane coverage on the coast of North Carolina. We were ravaged by flood here in eastern North Carolina. We didn't get that kind of rain down there where I was at, but it was my first hurricane, and like dealing with that was some crazy business. And came back, and it's just been one thing after the other, man. The flood and politics and being on call. And it's been crazy, and I'm exhausted, which is why I'm super excited to have the week off next week. So I could not do a show tonight, you know what I mean? Even though folks couldn't show up and help me out, I could not do a show. And let me tell you something else. I knew the game was coming on, and people were like, "You're really doing a show even though there's the Cubs game on tonight?" I'm like, yes, because number one, I hate Joe Buck. Number two, I hate all those stats they give. Anthony Rizzo's 1 for 31 in postseason play, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting over here going, shut up! Shut up! And I can't stand it. So the last couple of nights, I've been putting on music and muting the game and watching it. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that better. And what better way to do that than do a damn Grown Man Record Night program? So for numerous reasons, I'm so glad to be here with you guys tonight. And seriously, man, the Cubs are going to the World Series. And me and cameraman were there just a couple of months ago, so maybe this is the year. I don't know, man, but it's been such a great time, and oh my God, I'm so stoked. I just don't even know what to think about it. Really. Sorry, I'm trying to, I'm doing everything tonight, so things may take me a little extra longer. We're not gonna have somebody hold the shit up, for the records and stuff. That's why I got the camera a little closer in, so maybe I can hold it out there and get the job done. Who knows? Can I get the job done? Maybe. We'll see. And I'm trying to monitor the chat a little better here too. Meshack Taylor That would have been a good, I should have reached back out to those people to try to get Meshack Taylor here as a guest this evening, since everybody else fell through. Meshack Taylor's never let me down. You know what I'm saying? Not that I know of anyhow. Maybe he did and I don't know it. Oh my God, I'm watching some Muppet Show. Miss Piggy's got on too much makeup. I don't care for that. It looks a little too... When she's done up just right, let me tell you what, folks. When Miss Piggy's done up just right, I like to watch it with my overhead lights off. I keep a lamp on. There's a lamp on over in the corner, but I cut the overhead lights off. Cubs are going to the World Series. I'm losing my mind over here. I'm losing my mind. So let's talk about, there's a couple things in the news that I wanted to talk about, and I was hoping to bounce this off of some people. Nobody's here, so I'll bounce it off you cats watching on live and on the YouTube. You know, the nominations for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2017 came out. And so these are some of the people that are in there. Pearl Jam, Tupac Shakur, Depeche Mode, Electric Light Orchestra, Jane's Addiction, Janet Jackson, Journey, The Cars, Zombies. Ooh, yes. Bad Brains is in there, which is crazy. Shaka Khan, Chic, Jay Giles, Joan Baez, Joe Tex, Kraftwerk, MC5, and Steppenwolf. They're going to announce like the top vote getters, and they're going to have a ceremony. What do you guys think of that? Now, I mean, of course, very punk and metal minded. So a lot of the best bands of all time would never be mentioned in some of that stuff because I'm that guy. The mainstream, but there's a lot of good rock bands in there and people that are very important to music listed. Who are you guys thinking that should maybe make that list? I'm just kind of, I wanted to kind of get this in my head before, and of course I didn't. So now I'm staring at the list. That's the way you should have done it. Now I'm staring at the list and thinking right here on the spot. I was like, Pearl Jam, yes. Yes. Pearl Jam and yes. Tupac, probably, I'll be honest. Kraftwerk, absolutely. And then I'm thinking either, God, probably, that's very hard, because I'm thinking like Depeche Mode, ELO, yes. The Zombies in there too. Now some of these people are going to be trying for a couple of times and then get in. And it's very tough because I think like a band like the Zombies, I think is a very good band and a band that I like very much. But I think I'm trying not to use that bias and when I'm picking out those bands, because I like a band a whole lot doesn't mean that they're as important to rock and roll as what a fan would think. So maybe the Zombies, I like them more than I would recommend them to be. I don't know. What do you guys think? MC5's in there? I mean, let's be honest. I love the MC5, but let's be honest. Only one song is so seminal for rock and roll. Pump Out the Jam, Kick Out the Jams. Pump Out the Jam. Kick Out the Jams is probably the, but that's the track. Nobody knows shit else from the MC5. It's not like Steppenwolf's in there too. I mean, there's a few songs from some of these bands. There's a few that are kind of layups, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss all of that. Owner of a Lonely Heart, much better than a ellipses. All right. God, this is all of that. It's going to be. I mean, it's hard to argue any of that. I see folks in the chat kind of getting in on it. All those are great bands. Even the ones that the people are like, Tupac doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, I hear you. I hear you, man. But I also heard Ice Cube's retort to Gene Simmons talking about hip-hop belonging to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and how, it's very punk-minded from us suburban white cats. Think of it that way. It's very punk-minded. Approach to music is hip-hop. You can't deny that. And it's probably an important, it's some of the most important stuff nowadays. They should get their own Hall of Fame. Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't negate some of the important influences that hip-hop has had on other types of music and just people in general. So I don't know. I think it belongs myself. That's my opinion. Oh! Also, in case you didn't hear earlier, the Cubs are going to the World Series, and but everybody was saying you can't beat Kershaw. Maybe I said that once or twice, but I'll tell you what, you can beat your mom. Your mom can be beat, just not by Kershaw. We're going to the World Series. Seriously, this is an important moment for me and all my chakras. They're lined up, baby. Let me tell you what. You want to talk about chakras? I got some lined up fucking chakras. Hey, Salu. It's good to be back with you folks. Even though I'm Vin Scully and this motherfucker up here. Oh God, I'm spilling all this. It's funny, I'm doing a Vin Scully show, which is what I always call these Grown Man Record Nights when I'm up here by myself, on a night that we beat the shit out of the Dodgers. Let me tell you something. We drink some tequila from time to time on the program here. The Fee really likes tequila. Girlfriend really likes it, and I really like it. Cameron. And recently I've been picking up this tequila called Altos that I'd not seen before recently. That's as close as I can get. It's a good tequila. It's kind of a middle of the road tequila in terms of price. Kind of like a Cuervo. And Steve brings over like this size bottle of Cuervo quite often. And I like those too. But from time to time I'd switched and got this instead. And I really like this Altos. And I tell you, if you're a tequila guy or gal, hashtag HB2, it's got this, I about said sweaty. That could be, you could throw in sweaty, salty kind of taste to it in terms of a tequila. I don't know. So it's a good tequila, and I like spending my money on it when I go into a liquor store area to buy alcohol for me to drink on. That's what I like. What else was I going to talk about? It's already stuff skipped down to Dig of the Week. Boy, we got some Dig of the Week stuff coming up. I went out on a Saturday, folks, and I bought some stuff. I don't do that quite often now, but I got a vacation coming up next week. So this morning I got up and had an inordinate amount of caffeine for a human being to take. And then I went over to a record album store area over in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, and I spent a lot of money over there and a lot of time, and good stuff. Chuck Berry turned 90 years old this week. The Mug Fug is going to release an album of new material next year in 2017. When he's 90, and hell, maybe he may be 90. God, I spilled tequila everywhere. He could be 91 by then. He'll probably still be 90. But isn't that crazy? And I mentioned that, someone was like, yeah, but he started working on some of the new tracks like after his last album, which was like 30 years ago. So, some tracks need to marinate. So I don't know, but it's pretty crazy to just think a 90-year-old is going to be releasing brand new music. But more about Chuck Berry. We did a little, not tribute, but I played a little Chuck Berry. So we'll talk about that a little later. Also wanted to mention, this is just a quick a zip it. I'm calling them zip-its. You guys call them zip-its? We call them that now. It's a zip-it. Eazy-E passed away prematurely. Everybody said HIV. His daughter says he was murdered. She's making a documentary. She's going to prove it. She's a filmmaker. I'm interested in that. I love some Eazy-E. So I always thought he died of the HIV, but it was weird. He died like 2 weeks after everybody mentioned he died of he had HIV, which is rare, So who knows? There could be something to it. I'm just running down some stuff in the news that we missed. We've been gone so damn long. I was going to play some earlier. Bob Dylan won the Nobel Peace Prize. How crazy is that? It's not crazy, but it's awesome. How awesome is that? But my favorite story about all of that is dude just would not respond to the fact that he won a Nobel Peace Prize. He was unreachable. The Swedish folks were trying to reach out to him, and he was like, their official statement said, "We have stopped trying. We said everything we needed to his manager and friend. He knows about us being eager and having confirmation from him, but we haven't heard anything back." That's from the director of the Swedish Academy that told CNN this past Tuesday. They've been in Bob Dylan's management and have not heard back from the singer-songwriter himself. So the dude wins a Nobel Peace Prize, and he's just kind of like, all right, put it on the stack over there with him. He just totally, I thought it was a great story. He just totally disregarded the whole job, the whole thing about it. That's all I caught up with. That's all I decided to catch up with. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, but shit, we've been gone a long time. So we should probably get into some of the shit we played this evening, which was some good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm trying to get back on the chat here. You guys are talking about music. I'm switching things up here. All right. All right. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff we played this evening. And what I did this evening is I was watching the Cubs game. So I had it on a different laptop over here. And I'd noticed during the week that, like, I mean, you may not think I would want to do a show on a night where a Cubs game was on in the playoffs that was a deciding game. Those announcers, first of all, I hate Joe Buck. Those announcers were driving me so crazy, so that I decided to put some shit up over here. And I did this earlier in the week where I can't stand these announcers. Turn the TV down, I would come in here to the stereo and I would put something on. It would be Spotify or whatever. And play it through the speakers and just, I can't hear those idiots talking during the game. So it was great. And then I got the idea that, oh man, this is going to line up on Saturday. If I know it'll show on Friday, it's going to line up on Saturday. We're going to do a show and a game at the same time. I'm going to be playing records and sitting in here and enjoying myself. It's going to be a good time. Butt balls, Steve says. Butt balls. No truer words have ever been spoken. Butt balls. Let's talk about what we played. I left this on the thing the other night from when I was listening to some, watching a Cubs game. Sun, Cannon album that came. It was a Record Store Day thing that came out last year, I think it was. Yep, the old Sun record. Gotta love some Sun. I tell you what, man, I found some dope Sun merchandise on the Southern Lord website. I'm gonna have me a damn. Hey, I got money, folks. I'll spend it. I don't care. I'm gonna buy a sweatshirt that's got Sun on it, and I'm gonna wear it around here. And I'm gonna puff my chest out and say, "That's a band you motherfuckers don't know about. Ask me about it." What's that? Isn't that the best thing, to wear a shirt of a band that you know nobody else knows about? So then you walk around all proud, like you know something somebody else doesn't know. That's what life's all about. That and serving our Lord Jesus Christ. Excuse me a minute. I'll pour some more funny down my throat here. Okay. So then I pulled out a little black and I should be a Raiders fan as much as I love the Verve Black and Silver Night Train Volume 2 Oscar Peterson Trio. This thing's mono as a mug, and it's mixed. This is not the best copy of this record, but I'll tell you what, the way this is mixed, coming out through these little reference speakers, phenomenal. What a phenomenally mixed record. It was, oh God, every hit on every side, the way they had things split up, was tremendous. Borscht. There was a chunk of something coming up there. Let me tell you something. This is a dig of the week from probably the last time we did a show. I picked up a new record from this year. You know, we love the Melvins here on the program. This is the Melvins Bases Loaded, where there's a bunch of different bass players, including Chris Novoselic from Nirvana, and Stephen McDonald, Trevor Dunn, Jeff Pincus is on here, Dale Crover, of course. And I listened to side B on the program tonight. We listened to side A on the program. I will say side B I could pick out. There was a lot of upright in there. That's got to be Trevor Dunn. most notably from Mr. Bungle and some of the Mike Patton projects. Killer. And this is one of the newer, probably the most newest. I think there maybe one just came out or whatever. This is one of the newer Melvin records, and maybe one of my favorites. This is a killer freaking album, man. Melvin's Bases Loaded. And you can pick it up in your local record shop, brand new, 15, 17 bucks area. It's a new record, but not one of those crazy deluxe price new albums. It's like a middle of the road type price. And it's well worth it. Pisses me off it doesn't come with a digital download. Kind of being an asshole about that. It's a little lower priced, but I want to have this shit on my phone as well. And now I'm going to have to go jack it illegally because you didn't include a little MP3 download card with it. It's a slight complaint. You know what I mean? Hey, I busted out a little Doing It to Death. Ha ha! Woo, woo, woo! Anybody ever seen the Good Times episode where Michael's talking to the girl in the wheelchair on the CB? If you've not seen that episode, fuck off, go watch it tonight. Go look it up. There's a CB radio episode of Good Times, and I don't know if you really can be my friend if you've not seen that episode. I'm going to be honest. Go watch that episode. It's important. A lot of parables about life, stuff. Doing It to Death, the JBs. Now this was James Brown's backing band, if you've never heard the JBs. And these guys are freaking killer, man. I'm going to tell you what. I don't know a lot about this. Is 73 on Polydor, but they pick it up and they put it right the hell back down, right in a plate for you. They put a little ranch to the side on it for you. They serve it up just right. JB's Doing It to Death. You don't know these cats. Let's get with the program. We don't have a lot of time here on this earth, but take a little bit of that time and get with the JBs. Terrific group. I was chatting a little bit with Steve Feeve on the text message earlier, and it reminded me of like, hey, you know what I'm going to play? You know what I'm going to play? And the Court of the Crimson King. That's what I'm going to play. Little 24th century schizoid man. Side A of the album. I hadn't played this in a while. Tremendous. I mean, do we really need to say a whole lot about that? Tremendous album that we need to bust out from time to time, and I feel like it had been enough time. Steve actually gave me this copy, which is crazy, because he bought a deluxe, newer version or an OG or something. He gave me his original that he had with him, through the years, which is it makes it a special record, man. It just continues on. Love Train continues. Ha choo choo, ha ha ha, ha choo choo, ha choo. Sometimes I fake sneeze to get out of awkward conversations. Somebody asks me a weird question that I really want to get into. Eventually people walk away if you just keep doing that. I've learned. Sheriff's deputies don't buy into that as much. But that's okay. It at least stalls your brain long enough to think of, what am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? A good fake sneeze series will buy you that time to allow yourself to think of, what am I going to say next? And it's really what life's all about. What am I going to say next? Right? God, I feel like I'm doing a good job. You guys feel like I'm doing a good job tonight? Probably not. I don't care. You guys are not paying my bills. I really don't care what you think. Les McCann live at Montreux. Let's get a moment here. I have said on this program before, this is my favorite record of all time that I've purchased. I'll keep it there tonight. I only played one track off of this because the one before it is really slow. I don't want to say lame, it's slow. Compared to what? Compared to what? Maybe my favorite song of all time. Especially this version, Live at Montreux, Les McCann. Compared to what? I knew this track because it was featured in Casino, the Scorsese flick. And, I love it. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Zub, zub, zubba. Zub, zub, zubba. Oh my God, his dead kid. This shit's funny. I don't know what's going on. People are talking about it. All right. I mentioned the Chuck Berry shit earlier about a dude turning 90 years old, which is crazy enough. And then supposedly he's releasing an album of new material next year. So I decided I had to play this a little Chuck Berry, and I pulled this one out of the stack. This one I decided on this evening. The London Chuck Berry Sessions. It's not in the best of shape, but I did play the side. It's got Let's Boogie, Mean Old World, My Ding-a-Ling. Let's see, I don't know. It had Johnny Be Good. Reelin' and Rockin' was on there. I'm naming off songs now. Oh, it's a good one. Once I was climbing the garden wall, slipped and had a terrible fall. Fell so hard I heard bells ring, but held on to my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh! Oh! Some of the funny the talking in between the verses there that he does on the live version. Pretty cool anyhow. 2 records set, newly released, recordings never previously available. John Coltrane Concert in Japan. Wow. 73 ABC records. Killer, weirdo, psyched out, avant-garde John Coltrane. Let me tell you what, and I even thought, I hate tattoos, I think they're stupid. But let me tell you that, look at that right there. If I was going to get a tattoo across my back, that cover right there, not a bad one to get. Even though it's got a big Japanese flag, so. Got to be careful about going back in time and during the World War II era. You may get put into a POW camp. But yeah, you know what I mean? Killer, weirdo Coltrane album. Some are more in the pocket than others. This one is Bonkersville out there. And I enjoy playing it from time to time because sometimes I'm in a bonkers out there kind of mood. You know what I'm saying, folks? Anybody? Is anybody in it? Is there somebody in my house right now? No. I'm the only one here. No, nobody's here right now. Girlfriend present for Christmas a couple of years ago. Mad Season Above, the big Mad Season record. Nice gatefold. Woo! Love this shit, man. This one, Cameraman, I remember back in college had this record, and that's what really turned me on to it. And it's a little, I like the live stuff when I hear the live versions of this that come with this concert. I think they do a better job of that than this studio has this slickened kind of flatness to the way that they do things. This album, this version, this pressing, it's very super fidelic and it sounds great. But I do really appreciate these guys, I think, more as musicians when I hear them get together live, like on scene. And it's some of the stuff they do is bonkers. And I didn't appreciate it at the time because of the slick producing of the album. It sounded like a slick produced album. Almost like a Janet Jackson record, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds good, sure, everything's down, but it's because everything's layered and put together just right. When you hear them live on a recording, it's like, no, these guys are really bonkers good musicians that, kind of come together for a special night and do a special thing. Moving right along, Tycho. This was a dig of the week from a couple weeks ago. I picked up Tycho's Awake. One of the newer, not the newest, which was a surprise release from Tycho from just a couple of years ago. Really killer album, man. And Tycho always reminds me, kind of like Boards of Canada-ish, but Tycho, they even have a song called PBS, but Tycho always reminds me of early 80s PBS. And let me tell you a little something about me. If there's an era or something, somewhere that I'm supposed to live within early 80s PBS. Something about that era and that time in my life when I was a small child and the way that things sounded and felt and looked, that's me. Early 80s PBS. I think you could describe, put it on my tombstone. Put it on my tomb. There's nobody in there. Never mind. Put it on my tombstone. Anyhow, and the last thing we heard before we went live here on the program this evening, I decided I wanted to hear a little Sabbath Volume 4. And this was some VCLT from Jay, who's out in the mountains hanging out with his kid and family this weekend. You know, we got the Grown Man Record Night version of this graphic that I made because I'm a smart man and I do smart things. Smart men do smart things. Somebody write that down. Wait, there's nobody here. Yeah, somebody said I'm supposed to be live somewhere between Sesame Street and 321 Contact. That's exactly right. Contact. It's the answer. Bop, bop, bop. It's the feeling. You know it's Contact. Sorry. See? That's exactly right, though. I'm not disputing that. Nate, just right on the ball of that. So on the ball that I'm going to put these 2 Core Blund stickers. I'm going to put one over my dork hole, and I'm going to put one over my bee hole. And I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to post it on Instagram. I'm going to have a Core Blund sticker on my D hole and a Core Blund sticker on my B hole. That's how you generate clicks. It's a click-through rate that you're after. I think that's the good thing. All right, so what we're going to do, folks, we're going to jump right into a dig of the week because I'm at 32 minutes, and I'm keeping in mind I'm by myself now. I've got some shit for this dig of the week, I have to say. I went out digging on a Saturday, which is really rare for me, man. Really rare. And matter of fact, I told the guy that when I went in there, I was like, dude, I don't think I've ever been in here not on the clock. And he was like, you know what? I think you're exactly right. But it was cool, man. Especially with a week coming up off. Oh, you know, I'm really stoked about that. So check this out. I got some. This is one of those records. There's certain things that'll get me, and to be honest, I actually collected cassettes probably before I collected records. To be honest with you, I listened to records, but this is before I collected records. I would always go looking for like 80s and 90s, like obscure death metal, like back in the day, and the stupider and the more satanic it was, the more I was all into it. You know what I mean? So I look for the most ridiculously satanic stuff that you could find. And this is back in, the 90s. Hold on, let me pour some more funny down me. Oh, horse. Oh, I'm going to be horse. Nay. So anyhow, today when I was looking to Hippo Records in Greensboro, North Carolina, to me, it is the spot in Greensboro, North Carolina. If you find yourself in that area, that's the spot you want to hit. Hippo Records. Look them up on Facebook or whatever. So all these records came from that spot because I've not been digging in 3-4 weeks for sure. And I saw this, man. And I'm just going to tilt this up. This shit is so freaking satanic. I mean, not only does it have like the skull with the goat horns coming off of it, track names are like the first witnesses of Lucifer, Vanguard of the Morning Sun, grotesque cavern portal, disavowing each in Alm. I mean, it's so satanic. The band is called Weapon. The name of the album is Embers and Revelations. Wouldn't normally pick this up because I could tell I love some metal. This is recent metal. Okay, I got the hiccups. Woo! I'm gonna keep hiccuping. But I knew, I mean, but look at this. It's got a nice like a maroon translucent marble vinyl thing going on. Look at that guy. Yeah, and it's, let's be honest, it's way heavier than shit that I mean, I respect that shit. I grew up listening to really heavy stuff. It's from like 2012, I think it is. It's not stuff that I really listen to nowadays, for sure. But it was $1.99, and it was so satanic. It's worth $1.99 for the satanic imagery. I mean, anything that's got satanic shit on it, I'm gonna buy it. So I listened to a little sample of it. It's way heavier than stuff we normally play here. I mean, it's like black metal is the rub on it. 2012, and it's on what you call it, Relapse Records. So it's like it's a legit metal label. So I don't think the production is going to be shitty. I think it's going to sound the way it's supposed to be, other than its compressed, triggered drums, which bothers me about modern, like black death metal kind of stuff. They call it blackened death metal, which just sounds delicious. I like a blackened grouper or a blackened tuna, but blackened death metal is also quite exquisite if you just give it time to marinate. But apparently this singer of this band was originally from Bangladesh, and this band is from Canada, actually. After it was founded, the singer moved back to Bangladesh and made a demo tape with some Bangladeshi. So a lot of this is Bangladeshian kind of death black metal from Canada, which I didn't know people in Canada were mad enough to make any death metal. These guys are always so happy. I don't know that I've ever heard of any death black metal coming out of Canada. Because, I mean, they're just such a nice, they're a nice people. I picked this up. I literally picked this up 3, 4, 5 records as I started digging. I'm like, whoop. It's a John Mayall, Moving On, because it was $3. And I'll tell you what, it's 72 on Polydor. It's cool because it lists, like, on every track, it says, like, key of C, key of D, key of A. And it's this whole deal is recorded live at the Whiskey A Go-Go in 1972 with the aid of Wally Hyder's mobile recording truck. So this cat had like a mobile recording truck that he backed up to the Whiskey A Go-Go, and they recorded this album. And then they mixed it down at Electric Lady Studios in New York. Pretty cool though, man. It's got John Mayall, of course. Let's see who else is on here. Freddie Robinson on guitar, Blue Mitchell on trumpet, Victor Gaskin on bass. Charles Owens is on a little tenor soprano flute on there, a little flute. Fred Jackson, baritone, tenor. Ernie Watts is on here. Clifford Solomon, Larry Taylor. Great lineup. Seemingly great Polydor record, man. I'm pretty stoked to have picked this up for $3. All of that John Mayall stuff, man, is just it's crazy stuff that I'm really into. So I don't know. If you know this show, you know that from time to time, and I mean fairly often time to time, we like to play this this Dave Pike set record called Infrared. It's on BASF from '72, I believe. It's one of my first and favorite like scores for records. Vibraphony, chill jazz, kind of in bossa nova. Nah, I don't want to say that. A very chill jazz on vibraphones that I really dig. And I've never seen any other Dave Pike other than that Dave Pike set I picked up initially till today. I found this Dave Pike on a gentle note. This is on Muse Records, 1977. I think it was released in '78. And I didn't know anything about it. And I listened to a little of it, and I paid a couple of dollars for it. I will say it's good. I like it. From the little sample I heard, I can already tell that I like it. It has a little, the one I have before, 72. So it's a little rawer, a little over modulated with the vibes, which I really like that shit if you know bananas. This one's a little more ECM sounding. It's a little more Bob James at times. Do I regret picking it up? No. I hate saying shit like that. There was other things I probably could. This was $5.99. There were other things there that I probably wish I would have picked up. If I'd not picked it. But I've not listened to the whole thing. I don't know. I don't want to be an asshole and make a judgment before we even played the fucking record. But I love Dave Pike. Dave Pike's been good to the program, so there's no reason for me not to have bought this. I just talked myself into not feeling like an asshole for buying that. That's what I'm saying. Anyhow. Alright. Anyhow. Alright, check this out, folks. Here we go. Now, I told Metal Theologian earlier, there's a couple records that he's going to be proud of me for picking up. I don't want to say he's going to like them. He's going to like them. And proud of me for picking them up. Both two that I didn't have. I'd already taken 2 shots. Probably shouldn't have poured that. But anyway. So, probably shouldn't have dumped that tequila on top of this record. And now I've spilled tequila everywhere. Okay. Alright, folks. Give me just a minute here. I'm going to grab a quick paper towel so that I don't ruin everything. Give me just a moment. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to give you a topic. What album do you stop with? What album do you stop with Deep Purple, or do you collect all the way through? Go. You guys got an answer? That is a lot of tequila. I'm going to have to grab a couple more paper towels here. See, I knew this was going to happen. That's what happens when you turn me loose. But the Cubs didn't make it into the World Series. Also, I probably didn't need that shot anyway. So, maybe it's a good thing. All right, let's get it going. Jesus Christ, what a clusterfuck. All right, here we go. Hey, I picked this up today. John Coltrane Quartet. Crescent. And this is actually from WAG, which is my alma mater. That's where I graduated from, the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Gold stamp promo copy. This is the 87 reissue of this shit. Originally, Crescent is a 64 studio album on Impulse. It's got McCoy Tyner, obviously Coltrane, McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones. And interesting story, Garrison's widow says that A Love Supreme and this album is the one that Garrison played the most to listen to himself, personally. This is the all original liner notes, tape photos, KM and Burbank custom pressed on KC 569 blend premium virgin vinyl audiophile, it says. This is it's an 87 repress of a Coltrane that I didn't have, for Christ's sakes. And you know I love me some Coltrane. Yeah, baby. So that's a new one. And some people said these pressings sound pretty decent, so I'm hoping that's the case. And we'll see. We'll see. The gold stamp promo from my own alma mater doesn't hurt matters, you know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. So we'll see. Okay, so check this out, folks. Here's my, it's not necessarily a big ticket guy. It's not a big ticket guy, but it's the first record of this artist that I've ever picked up. Sun Ra, Angels and Demons at Play. Oh man, I'm so stoked to have picked up this as my first Sun Ra. This is a 2014 repress from Wax Time. This shit is out of Spain, so it's a Spanish 2014 repress. Some folks say it's because the European copyright expired. It was a public domain thing. They ripped it from the CD tracks, blah blah blah. I've heard that these pressings sound pretty damn good. People say, oh, they're not the original, they come from the CD, but they sound really good from what I hear. And I don't have any Sun Ra. Hell, I don't even have a damn Sun Ra CD, so I'm not going to split hairs on this. They say side 1 was recorded in 1960, taking 2 tracks from the Mammoth Sessions at the Hall Recording Company or their RCA studios, both in Chicago. Who's going to the World Series, in case you guys haven't been paying attention, 17 June 1960. Whilst the tracks on side 2 were recorded at the RCA studios, Chicago, around 56. Saturn Records has issued at least 3 of the songs, and the B-side is an early version of the 7-inch. Anyhow, so apparently they were used to doing this. Like Saturn was used to like taking some shit from here, taking some shit from there. They press all of that and make it like one big thing. But this actually has not only the original, because this is not the original artwork, which I think the original artwork was actually done by Sun Ra. This is, I don't know where this comes from. But there's a bonus track on this shit too. Was only issued originally as a single, B5, which would have been the blue set. Was only released as a single back in the day until this compilation, not compilation, but this Spanish repress of this shit came out. And it kind of popped up. This was, I mean, crass about price, blah, blah, blah. $13.99 in a store, and it's got the card for the digital download. But this is a Spanish, it looks like a Spanish repress that we wouldn't have even really seen here much, that I know, that I can tell. Really stoked to pick that up. I mean, I love Sun Ra. I love anybody that's that weird. Obviously, I mean, we smell our own. You know what I'm saying? And that's a guy. I wish I had 1,000 Sun Ra records, and I don't have. I didn't have any until this one, and so I'm really stoked to have picked that up. First one. So for Metal Theologian, I have a Coltrane record that I never had, and a Sun Ra record that I never had. That's pretty awesome, man. I hope you're proud of me, South Carolina brethren in the VC. Cool records, man. I'm really stoked to have picked those up. I'll tell you what we're going to do here quickly. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with a quick, so to speak, and chip chat here on the Cubs winning shit edition of Grown Man Record Night. Love you, bro.
know Jewel's generics save you money, and the more you buy, the more you save. So now Jewel is offering you another choice, generics in the dairy case. They're a lower-cost alternative to some of the dairy products you're already buying. They're as wholesome as the name brands, and they taste good, too. And best of all, they cost less. The next time you're shopping the dairy case, consider generics. Now you have a choice of savings at Jewel.
Chicago is being invaded by people from New York and L.A. who want our old style and old style life. Why? Because they don't have a double brewed beer with a big taste. That's why. Look at the outfits on these guys.
They think we dress like that?
Yeah, but they're not going to get away with it.
Well, who's going to stop?
Me. Remember, the old style you drink is one they'll never get. Hey, you big dummies, look what I got, huh? Walk, carry it. Old style, it's our great beer, and they can't have it.
You know, a lot of people think I have the best seat in the house. No way. The best seat in the house is right here, cheering on the Cubs with the greatest fans in the world and the greatest beer in the world, Budweiser. Yeah, nothing quenches a Cub fan's thirst for victory quite like the king of beer. Oh, now here comes another one. Cub fans, this Bud's for you.
You're watching TV Hamilton, Cable 14.
Hey folks, welcome back to Raw Man Record Night. We appreciate you sticking with us here on this lovely Saturday night with the Cubs going to the World Series, baby. Woo! Having a good time. Bananas on vacation, Cubs going to the World Series. Got some ice cold tequila and some beers that don't break that, Miller. And some other shit I've already broken. It's a good night, man. It's a good night to be a banana. You know what I mean? It's a good night to be a damn banana. So we're going to take things over here with a little so to speak. Let me tell you what now. Tonight, we got a little something. Okay, I've almost knocked it. I did knock it over. Got a little something I've had chilling in the refrigerator for quite a little while here that we wanted to do here on So to Speak. And so I'm glad we're getting a chance to do it. I'm just going to keep using all these we's. It's me. It's all about me tonight. It's the royal we. Now you may have noticed boilins are popping up at more and more groceterias here lately, and as well as like in Arby's. Boilins actually appears, you can get a sandwich and a combo with a boilin soda, root beer, cream soda. I'll tell you what now, they got some good sodas. I mean, we've talked about boilins from time to time, and they have one of those sodas that's, I like to call it an uninterrupted soda, a natural cane sugar soda. But Boylan started in 1891. William Boylan in Patterson, New Jersey. Sean, New Jersey, represent. Named that serum a derivative of birch tree. Boylan's Birch was the deal they started selling. So Boylan's Birch was the original in 1891. They started selling it from individual cups in the back of a wagon. Wow. Now that's a soda story for you, if I do say so my damn self. But Boylan's has now picked up. You can find it at Arby's. I think I saw it at Wendy's, or somebody like that had their cream soda. And Sheetz. I don't know if you guys have Sheetz convenience stores where you are, but around here in North Carolina, Sheetz convenience stores, you can actually go in and order food from a touch screen, and then the shit pops up. Same place you get gas and get your, sodas and shit for the road. The food is good. It's legit good food. You can get nasty, fucking crazy, like appetizer-y, like weekend food, bro. Or you can like drunk food. Or you can get like salads and pizzas and like legit shit as well. And in the back, cooler, I picked up this Boylan's Sparkling Lemonade. So we're talking about a lemonade. Sparkling indicates that it's going to be like a carbonated lemonade. Limited release, it says. Cane sugar, which we're always a fan of here on the program. In New York. So let's try this shit out and see what this is all about. I love a good lemonade and a little sparkling lemonade. I would be in favor of that. Man, it's a shame we don't have any pop-off here on the show tonight, because a pop-off with a sparkling lemonade, I would think would be damn exquisite. Stand by and I'll give you the report on what this tastes like. That is really good. It's really sharp and crisp and lemon. I mean, it's thump you in the clip. Thump you in the clip lemon. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake about it. I mean, this is lemon. I mean, it's not like Country Time would hit me in the way that it's corn syrup. Ugh, like sweet. This hits me in a citrus kind of way. And look at that guy. Boylan's Sparkling Lemonade. I know it's not going to show up very well, but still, check that guy out because that's really good. God, I can't help but think what that would be like with some cheap vodka in it. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Let's see what else I picked up down here. It's something, I'm making old man noises over here. It's something I picked up for Chip Chat over here out of the stack. I don't remember where this came from. Steve Thieves or whatever. I have no idea where this came from. But let's see what we got here, folks. This is a stab and grab. Snyder of Berlin. Is that different from Snyder's of Hanover? So it's Berlin, Germany versus Connecticut? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. This is a regular original chip, which I like to judge a company by an original chip. But I did want to do kind of a mundane chip now that I'm here by myself. I don't want to do something super dank and there's nobody here to enjoy it with me. And everybody be like, oh, bro, you did that chip and nobody was there. That's how people sound. You ever heard people that sound like that? I hear them all the time. That's how everybody sounds to me. Wow, this is a weird name. Ohio Paul's Fall. You go Genia River, 38 miles from Snyder of Berlin. Young rhymes with rock. Those rocks which litter the Yungahami River provide some of the best whitewater in the eastern United States. The river cuts a 1,700-foot deep gorge through the Laurel and Chestnut Ridge. Nearby sections drop the river level over 100 feet per mile. At the tiny town of Ohiopyle, the rushing river drops 20 feet over a wide sandstone ledge. During special events, like Girl Man Record Night, I added that in. Ohiopyle Falls is open to thrill-seeking kayakers or alcoholics. I added that in too. Below the falls, the natural river continues its swift ascent with numerous Class 3, that's kind of pussy if you ask me, Class 3 and Class 4 rapids that make for exciting rafting. Our home, Berlin, Pennsylvania, is a model of small-town America. Is this a Trump ad? I feel like I'm reading a Trump ad here. Is indeed Somerset County, known as America Country, since 1947. Senators of Berlin has been an active member of the community and region. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So let's try these Snyder's of Berlin original potato chips. And I always use Lay's as my benchmark here. I know what Lay's taste feels like. So let's see how these stack up against Lay's, that's what I have in my head. Okay. I like these, folks. They're very Lay's-like. But on the end, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell that or not, the edges of the chips have this little burnt characteristic to them. So it's like Lay's, but on the very edge of the Lay's, it's kind of burnt. And they're very Lay's-like in the fact that they're thin and crispy. Way less greasy than Lay's. Way less saltier than Lay's. In my opinion, much more flavorful than Lay's. So Schneider of Berlin original potato chips. It's got a little Schneider barn on it. That's a thumbs up, man. It's a good original chip. It reminds me of like a Charles chip back in the day. Good stuff, man. Thin, crispy, what you want out of a natural potato chip, but minus the grease and salt that you probably don't want. I think those things, grease and salt, are probably covering up for some shit. That's a good one. Wow. That really is a good natural potato chip. No shit, man. So if you have Schneider's of Berlin in your area, hit them up, man. That's a legit chip. Wouldn't stand up to a dip for shit because they're thin like a Lay's. But for a normal, just average potato chip to go with like a burger or something, totally fine. I would use this as a French fry substitute potato chip any day of the week. Any day of the week. Woo! Cubs are going to the World Series, baby. We appreciate y'all joining for the Grown Man Record Night. It's been a good time, man. Good records, good chips, good soda, good liquor. I've been drinking some liquor. It's been a good time all the way around. I appreciate each and every one of you. And, you know, I had this shit on. I had the Grown Man Record Night on when the Cubs entered the World Series. And I wouldn't want to share it with anybody else other than you, you turkeys out there that watch this program live, especially. So it's been a good time, man. And I appreciate sharing that moment with you folks right here on the program. And hopefully next week we'll come back with something new and different and cool. And hopefully it'll be on a Friday night. And have us a Grown Man Record Night program next Friday night. So I'll tell you what, for Mikey Bananas and me, and only me, I appreciate the shit out of every last one of you. And also, oh wait, breaking news. The Cubs are going to the World Series. Thanks for watching Grown Man Record Night. We love you, man. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a freaking smashing week. Look at these tatas. Well, I gotta bust them out though. Tatas. We'll see you guys later.